Welcome to the Morning Download Podcast, your go-to resource for personal finance, economics, and market insights. In just 8 minutes a day, we provide valuable information to help you make better money decisions.
Hey there, investors. The market is behaving in a less than favorable way, continuing its downward trend. And to add to the mix, cryptocurrencies have been refusing to make any upward movements. It's like there are some dark clouds looming on the horizon with the economic numbers lately. Speaking of numbers, let me share a fascinating fun fact with you. Did you know that in 2017, just 5% of Americans were responsible for a whopping 50% of all healthcare spending in the United States? That's a pretty eye-opening statistic if you ask me. It really goes to show the significant impact a small segment of the population can have on healthcare costs. But hey, let's not dwell on the negative too much. As investors, we know that the market can be unpredictable at times. Ups and downs are part of the game, so let's keep a close eye on the situation, stay informed, and explore our options. After all, every cloud has a silver lining, right? Here's to brighter days ahead. Did you know that working women in the United States pay a whopping $15.4 billion more than men when it comes to healthcare costs? Recent research has shed light on this disparity, revealing that women typically spend about 18% more than men on copays and deductibles. So what's the reason behind this discrepancy? Well, it can be attributed to a variety of factors, one of which is utilization. Women tend to use certain healthcare services more than men, such as radiology, laboratory tests, emergency room visits, and mental health care. This increased utilization leads to higher out-of-pocket expenses for women. On average, female employees pay about 20% more than their male counterparts, amounting to roughly an additional $266 per year. And that's not even accounting for pregnancy-related costs, which can average around $2,900 out of pocket. This significant financial burden on working women highlights the urgent need for greater equality in healthcare costs. In other news, Saudi Arabia has announced a crucial step forward in its plans for nuclear power, marking a significant development for the country. Meanwhile, experts are warning that it will take years for China's property market to recover from its current challenges. On a more positive note, Guyana is now the fastest growing economy in the world, boasting an impressive growth rate of 115%. These global highlights provide a snapshot of both the challenges and successes in the world of economics. So there's been some movement in the stock market recently, and not in a good way. The S&P 500 fell to its lowest level since June, and people are pretty concerned about the state of the U.S. economy. The latest reports on home sales and consumer confidence weren't exactly promising, and to top it off, there's still the looming threat of a government shutdown. Not exactly the greatest news for investors. Speaking of competition, one company is trying to shake things up in the tech world. Cneron, an AI chip firm, has managed to raise a whopping $49 million as it gears up to take on NVIDIA, which is a big player in the industry. Cneron has received support from investors like Foxconn, a Taiwanese company that works with big names like Apple. Cneron plans to release its new neural processing units by the end of the year, and they're already claiming that their chips can significantly cut operating costs compared to GPU chips. It's definitely putting them in direct competition with NVIDIA, but some experts believe that NVIDIA is still too big to be worried about Cneron or any other newcomers. In other news, the Hollywood writers' strike is coming to an end. The Writers Guild of America and the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers have finalized a labor contract, which means we can finally expect new content to start coming our way. It's certainly a relief for all the fans out there. In the world of digital currencies, there's always something interesting going on. Let's dive into the latest crypto headlines. First up, we have Taiwan making a move to regulate its crypto landscape. They've banned unregistered foreign crypto exchanges from operating within their borders. This is a step towards ensuring more transparency and safety in the industry. In other news, Ben Armstrong, the founder of BitBoy Crypto Channel, made headlines recently. He was arrested, but has since been released on bail. It'll be interesting to see how this situation develops and what impact it might have on the crypto community. Meanwhile, Chase UK has decided not to allow its users to make crypto payments. This decision comes as a response to the increasing number of scams in the crypto space. It's a reminder that while cryptocurrencies offer many benefits, we still need to be cautious and proactive in addressing security concerns. Over in Thailand, the government has decided to tax overseas earnings from crypto traders. This move aims to regulate the industry and ensure that traders are contributing to the economy. It's a sign of how governments are adapting to the rise of digital currencies. Lastly, in Hong Kong, there's a tightening of crypto regulation in order to prevent fraud. This is an important step towards protecting investors and maintaining the integrity of the crypto market in the region. And just when you think things couldn't get more interesting, Venezuelan authorities have discovered Bitcoin miners operating within a national jail. It's a reminder that people will find innovative ways to engage with cryptocurrencies, no matter their circumstances. That's it for today's crypto headlines. Stay tuned for more updates as the world of digital currencies continues to evolve. When it comes to personal finance, healthcare costs can make a significant dent in your budget. Whether you're planning for retirement or simply looking for ways to manage your expenses more effectively, it's essential to pay attention to healthcare expenses. They typically account for around 30% of a person's total expenditure. One common mistake people make in an attempt to save money is avoiding going to the doctor. However, this can actually backfire in the long run. Instead, consider asking your doctor about generic medicines as an alternative to branded drugs. Generic drugs are just as effective as their branded counterparts, but cost about 85% less. Don't hesitate to inquire about cheaper alternatives as well. Another way to save on healthcare costs is by taking advantage of available benefits and discounts. Some credit cards offer discounts on medicines and diagnostics, such as the Access Oni Med Card, Wells Fargo Health Advantage, Registered Trademark Card, and Care Credit. Being proactive with your healthcare is also important. Regular checkups can help identify and address any potential issues early on. If you're healthy, aim for twice-yearly checkups and consider more frequent visits if you have existing conditions. Insurance is crucial too. In the US, about 92% of the population has healthcare insurance, but coverage percentages are lower in countries like Egypt, India, and the UK. Having at least basic insurance that covers medicines and doctor visits can help avoid financial burdens and hassles. When it comes to choosing where to receive medical care, consider clinics over hospitals. While not always the case, clinics are generally more affordable than hospitals. However, keep in mind that clinics may have fewer facilities. Reviewing your medical bills is essential, as about 80% of them contain errors. Double-check invoices and ask for itemized bills to minimize the risk of errors. These mistakes cost American families around $500 per year, so being diligent can save you money. Lastly, it's crucial to save for medical emergencies and utilize healthcare savings accounts like health savings accounts, medical savings accounts, flexible spending arrangements, and health reimbursement arrangements. These accounts allow you to set aside tax-exempt funds specifically for healthcare expenses. It's a shocking reality that the U.S. spends more on healthcare than any other country, yet it ranks 47th in terms of life expectancy at birth and has the highest rate of people with multiple chronic diseases. It's necessary to reflect on this situation and consider ways to improve the system. Perhaps addressing issues such as access to affordable care, reducing administrative costs, and promoting preventative measures could lead to positive change. Share your thoughts with us on how we can create a better healthcare system for all. Have you heard of compound interest? Well, according to the legendary Albert Einstein, it's like the eighth wonder of the world. He once said, "Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it." Now let's break it down. Compound interest is a type of interest that accrues not only on the initial amount of money you invest, but also on the interest you've already earned. It's like a snowball effect, where your money can grow exponentially over time. So, what does Einstein mean when he says, "He who understands it earns it, he who doesn't pays it"? Well, it's pretty straightforward. If you understand how compound interest works and take advantage of it, your investments can multiply over time, and you can reap the benefits. On the other hand, if you don't grasp the concept and fail to invest wisely, you might end up paying the price, missing out on potential earnings. The key takeaway here is the power of compound interest. By understanding and harnessing its potential, we can set ourselves up for financial success. So take Einstein's advice to heart and delve into the world of compound interest. It might just be your ticket to building wealth over time.
On today's podcast, we covered the declining market and cryptocurrencies, the gender disparity in health costs, the impact of economic factors on the S&P 500, regulatory updates in the crypto world, strategies to reduce healthcare costs, and the power of compound interest as explained by Albert Einstein. Thanks for tuning into the Morning Download, your go-to podcast for personal finance, economics, and market insights in just 8 minutes a day. Don't forget to subscribe for more helpful content and sign up for our free newsletter at morningdownload.com/subscribe.